hardcore giant Ron Niemi, an IPW hardcore recap, right here on WTOG UPN Channel 44. You don't see Aaron Royal here. You don't see Naphali. This is my show this week.
Here, sorry I'm late. I was watching Ron Jeremy.
What are you doing?
I'm your co-host this week. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, action. Come
We're
on.
already taping Naphali. Naphali. Open up this week's action, we got a huge coal miners glove match with Fidel Sierra led to the ring by Fantasy. Fidel, the former WWC Caribbean champion, taking on his large-time nemesis, the Rastaman, the former Navy SEAL, the former IPW heavyweight champion.
Don't forget about me, Naphali.
Naphali, why do I get stuck sitting next to you? I thought I got lucky when Aaron Royal once again no-showed, but somehow the producer snuck you in sitting next to me again.
Look at that. You could have been sitting here stuck next to the Rastaman. I'm sure you would have been mighty happy. Well, as that young lady is right there.
Rastaman, it doesn't matter if it's the Rage in the Cage 4 at the Pinellas Expo Center, as you can see, packed with all of the IPW hardcore wrestling fans. It doesn't matter that this is one of the biggest matches in his career, a coal miner's glove match to culminate the feud with the Fidel Sierra, the big Cuban assassin. It doesn't matter. He comes out smoking the blunt, and he gets attacked from behind by Fidel Sierra for his troubles.
These two have exchanged fisticuffs many, many times over the years throughout Puerto Rico, Japan, and all over this country. And Fidel is just taking it to him.
Fidel Sierra doesn't matter what shortcuts he's got to take, and he lays in a huge chop reminiscent of the late Wahoo McDaniels, who unfortunately passed away in the last few weeks.
And Rasta turns it right back around and gives it to him, but it rakes his eyes, cuts him off. That's very nice on Cuban's behalf.
It doesn't matter what he does, like I said. It doesn't matter if he got to go for a low blow. It doesn't matter if he's got to rake the eyes or if he's got to depend on the interference of Fantasy. He's going to do what it takes, and he misses a huge clothesline and gets dropped straight on his head.
Drives him right into the Budweiser logo.
I like that Budweiser logo. It makes me very thirsty, as a matter of fact.
Now, here comes Rastaman going up to the top, trying to go get he doesn't even know where he's going.
Why is it that somebody like Rastaman, who's got 9 years in this business and gets dropped by a huge clothesline by Fidel Sierra, why would he even attempt to go for the coal miner's glove this point of the match? Take your time, work on Fidel Sierra. And what the hell is the 73-year-old constipated Jim Bragg doing with the coal miner's glove? Keep your eye on him.
I think he was trying to go outside to you see Fantasy, but that's just between you and me.
I've heard rumors about Jim Bragg, the one they refer to as the gentleman for some reason. He's about as much of a gentleman as Rick Fames from the Southern Posse. They don't know the first thing about being a gentleman like Sir Ronald J. Niemi IV, the hardcore giant.
As you saw, Cuban was trying to go up there, and Rastaman grabbed what little hair Fidel has left, and he goes between his legs. What is that?
It looks like I'm watching Ricky Morton versus Thunderfoot #2 as he crawls between the legs of Fidel Sierra, and it gets peppered with some huge left hands. Oh, wow.
Wow, did you see that? He just dropped Fidel with one punch. I've seen that before.
So much for trading punches with Rastaman. There's nothing you can do but hitting him in the head.
Wow, but look at that. The punch opened up Fidel, and that punch knocked Rastaman right off the top rope. So
Rage in the Cage is one of the most violent shows in all of IPW hardcore. Throughout the year, we put on some of the best wrestling. Yes, we do have hardcore. Yes, we have violence and blood and guts. Rage in the Cage, wow, huge spin kick by Rastaman, levels Cuban Assassin. But at the Rage in the Cage, it's where some of the biggest feuds of the year culminate. Why is he going for a pinfall? This is a coal miner's glove match, Rastaman. Pinfalls don't matter, as Jim Bragg so eloquently points out.
He needs to go to the top. He needs to quit playing to the fans, as Fidel is going to teach him that you should. Oh, well, that's a lesson. That's a lesson.
Huge nut shot by Fidel Sierra. These two want to be hardcore. They want to let the blood spill. They want to show the fans of IPW what they want to see. But I'm going to tell you, you want to talk about hardcore? You want to talk about violence and blood and guts? May 1st, May 3rd, and May 4th. The original gangsta, New Jack. He invades IPW hardcore wrestling, starting with the Outer Limits on May 1st, where he faces the O.D.D, Jeff Bradley, who, by the way, just got booked for the World Extreme Cup. He's going to Big Japan Pro Wrestling, representing IPW Hardcore Wrestling from May 20th to June 3rd. And rumor has it, Naphali, you got your name in the hat for the World Extreme Cup.
Yes, I do. Going to Big Japan, well, that's huge. Look at these two just, big right hand by Rasta. And another one, and he's going for it one more time. Oh, did you
Two discus punches doesn't do a thing to Fidel. He's no selling it. He's like, you got to do more than that to take me out, brother. Jim Bragg, he takes one and gets knocked in the next beat.
Oh, wow.
That dreaded Cuban flag levels Rastaman, takes him off the top rope, and Cuban Assassin is bleeding all over the place. He's a crimson mask, as the old cliche would say.
You know, he just knocked out Rasta there. He has all day, and it's a good thing because he is taking all day to get to that.
Coal miner's glove is what he's getting
Thank
to.
you.
Spit it
Thank
out
you.
now,
I couldn't do it.
Come on. You're the Florida Unified Tag Team Champion with your partner, Dagan Briggs. You should know what a coal miner's glove is. And they're fighting over it. Rastaman gets him with a big kick and once again goes to the right hands. And Fidel Sierra, blown up, bleeding like a stuck pig. He's ready to finish off Rastaman, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon because Rastaman's setting him
going
up.
to the top.
Huge bloodbuster.
I think that's it. That has to be it.
He's got to grab that coal miner's glove.
If Jim Bragg would just
no pinfalls, Rastaman. Don't hook the leg. It doesn't matter if you hit him with the blockbuster. It doesn't matter if you hit the leg or hook the leg.
Now where is he going?
He's going up now. Is he going for a moonsault?
Did Jim Bragg not just tell him that he has to, that just shows you. Jim Bragg tells him, get the glove. What does Rasta do? Go to the top.
For some big corkscrew missing, flying off the top rope, splattering yourself all over the Budweiser logo gimmick. And he gets nailed with the coal miner's glove and drop for the 1, 2, 3. That's it, your winner, Fidel Sierra.
Your winner of the match. Dudley, the last time we got together, it was about, 1997. Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. I whooped your ass and your partner. He came in the locker room and tried to get it with me, and then I whooped his ass for real. Now, years later, you think you want me to come down to Florida and get some of you, or you think you want some of me. Believe this, the first time I got you, I ain't have no weapons. I ain't have no fork, I ain't have no staple gun, I didn't have nothing, no barbed wire, nothing, and I beat your ass beyond recognition. Now, I got everything that I need. Boy, I'm gonna put something around your neck and choke the life out of you. I'll drag your ass tied up to the back of my car, all the way up 75, back to Atlanta. You're gonna get violence from me. I'm gonna show you why I'm the one that originated all this violence in wrestling, all this gangster stuff. I started that. You're gonna be a science project. I'm gonna experiment with some new stuff on you. Your ass belongs to me in Florida. Believe it.
I was talking about some of the best technical wrestling in IPW hardcore. Here you have it right here, the cream of the crop. The IPW heavyweight champion, Billy Fives, defending his title against All That Adam Jacobs, the former NWA Wildside television champion, and David Young, the current NWA Wildside heavyweight champion. And these guys are wasting no time, Nath.
And don't forget, a secret weapon that David Young has on the outside is the Hardcore Princess. That could be a factor in any match.
She doesn't care what she's got to do. It doesn't. Oh my God! Wow! Look at this Adam Jacobs kid. I don't know a lot about him. I know he's a former NWA Wildside television champion, and I've heard a lot about him all over the internet. And I know he's a big fan favorite up in NWA Wildside.
Wow! Did you see that? He is All That.
Huge Hurricane Rana by Adam Jacobs on David Young. Take it over quick. NWA Wildside's heavyweight championship is not on the line in this match. Billy Fives, he put the IPW heavyweight title on the line. He is a fighting champion. He's not one of my favorite individuals, but he's here to make a name for himself in IPW.
Adam Jacobs reverses it out of there, and big, what is this? Oh, big fisherman driver there. You know, this could be it already, because that, but nope, boot to the head by David Young cuts him right off.
David Young is a veteran. He doesn't like Billy Fives, and he doesn't like Adam Jacobs. I hear he likes the Hardcore Princess in more ways than one. But he's out here. He wants to add another heavyweight. What the hell is going on? He come up with a running power bomb out of that.
I don't know, but Billy Fives just gave it a little kick to the head right there. This could be over quicker than anybody expected. These guys are pulling off finisher after finisher. Something's got to give here, Ron.
Billy Fives is currently booked for the J Cup for Jersey Championship Wrestling in May. Him and Scoot Andrews will be representing IPW Hardcore Professional Wrestling, just like Jeff Bradley will represent. Wow! Oh my
Did
God,
you
what
see-
a huge maneuver by Billy Fies. What the hell do you call that, Naphali?
That, I don't know, but that was a kick to the head. It was, Diaz
You're
Mascaras.
supposed to be the technical expert. That's why you're here. Everybody knows I don't know a damn thing. I'm here for the entertainment value of this show. You're supposed to call the match. You're supposed to call the moves.
Hey, I can do them. I just can't call them.
Here you got Billy Fives going
wow.
for a huge superplex on Adam Jacobs, and David Young sneaks in there for a power bomb. Wow!
Oh!
What a huge move.
I told you this one could be over. If the ref would just get in there and do something.
That's why they call him El Masco Aficionado. And there's a huge leg drop off the top rope by Adam Jacobs, and there he is. The referee's there for a very weak 2 count.
Well, you know what they say about Diaz Mascaras.
No, I don't know what they say about Diaz Mascaras.
Well, I would have told you, but wow, that's the 5th dimension. I think Billy Fives retains his title right here. Has to be 3.
Still your champion, Billy Fives.
I'm Joey Styles. Vince McMahon and the WWF don't want you to know what I know. I have secret sources inside the WWF locker room and inside the WWF offices. I have all the news that you're not supposed to know. Plus, all the news on your favorite local wrestling promotions. Call the number on your screen now.
Well, well, well. Critics doubted it, but the fans demanded more. Japanese hardcore wrestling is back. Harder than hardcore, more intense, more extreme, more in your face, more in demand. Hosted by Joel Gertner and Buck Woodward, WK Media presents Japanese Hardcore Wrestling 2, Sunday, April 28th on pay-per-view.
Chaos, you couldn't have picked a better opponent than myself. You see, you down in Florida telling people you're the icon, you're the extreme, whatever you want to call yourself. You ain't dealt with New Jack yet. You ain't got in the ring with me yet. You understand? I've been in the top 500 in the world for the last 8 years. I've been wrestling 9. That ought to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? I've been kicked out of more towns and more cities and more buildings than you could imagine. That ought to tell you something. You known in Florida, nowhere else. Now, you want me to come to Florida, and you think you want some of me. I'm going to show you why I'm the originator of violence. I'll show you why I beat more niggas than you can count on the stick. I will show you why New Jack is who he is. Your ass belongs to me. Count your days. Your days are numbered. And I'm going to beat you until I get tired. Kiss them ugly kids of yours goodbye. Your wife will be a widow.
I drive up to our school, their friends all look so cool, hanging by the bleachers. Your friends all stop and stare at my spiky hair and at my punk rock t-shirt. You are the girl for me, only you can see me. Your eyes are not open, 'cause I am one of a kind, and you'll never find a guy who will love you more. I see you in the hall, I trip and then I fall.
Tonight's main event for the IPW Hardcore Champion, you got Axis here, led to the ring by Lexus. Axis goes right at the Prince of Darkness, the hardcore legend, Kevin Sullivan, who made his name in the business right here in Florida with the old Florida Championship Wrestling, and he's taking it right to Axis, the IPW Hardcore Champion. Kevin Sullivan don't care about the fans, he don't care about the building, he's here to destroy IPW.
Well, you said Kevin Sullivan is known all throughout Florida. It looks like he's taken access all throughout the state of Florida here.
Kevin Sullivan is a legend, not only in Florida, and look at him knocking the heads of Lexus and Axis. He don't care if it's a woman, he don't care if it's a child, he don't care if it's anybody. He's going to destroy Axis and take home that hardcore title. Look at the fans of IPW. They didn't believe Kevin Sullivan was going to be at the Rage in the Cage. They couldn't believe it when they went to Ticketmaster, but sure as hell enough, there he is, right at the Pinellas Expo Center.
They better believe it now, and Axis better believe it. You know, all day he told me he was so psyched. He was so psyched, and now, I don't think he's psyched anymore.
You can't intimidate Axis. You might be able to take him down for a short time, but you see him firing back and grabbing a chair of his own and literally throwing it at Kevin Sullivan, the man who brought Purple Haze out of the sea with Fallen Angel, and he spoke to the lady with the third eye as he ate the cosmic.
Hey, Ronnie. We got this. This is 2002. Axis versus Kevin Sullivan. They're at the concession stand. This isn't back in 1980 whatever. Come on,
Thanks
get with
for
the
getting me
times.
back on track. I was starting to lose my mind there.
Look,
You
Kevin
said-
Sullivan just threw Axis over the concession stand railing. What is going on?
I think he's heard about those IPW exclusive bratwursts, but this isn't the WrestlePlex like on May 4th for Plex
Wow.
Pandemonium. Look at the fans. They're thrilled. They said, I want a sody pop. I want a pretzel. Hold the soap, please. Wait a second. They're destroying each other.
I told you,
All over the-
they're going outside. No, wait, I can't tell.
They're going into the women's restroom. They heard that there's sanitary napkins, 3 for $0.25. And if they got to do that to stick it on their head to stop the bloodshed, that's what they're going to do now.
That's exactly what they're gonna do, Ron. Come on, keep with it here. And now they're going over by the vending tables, and what? You know what?
Bobby Rogers
Bobby
from
Raj.
FOW, he's over there trying to sell mirrors, beads, and trinkets, and he can't make a buck, and he says, let me get the hell out of here because I got the biggest show of my life the night after the Rage in the Cage. But how do I compare with this madness? Please let me get out of
Kevin
the way.
Sullivan is throwing a broken table on top of Axis. That's how big it gets. He's just throwing a broken table. He doesn't care. Nobody cares.
And you see the NWA Florida president, Joe Price, looking on in glee while the rest of the crowd is looking on in horror. You got to wonder about, look at the
Wow,
white
did you
head.
see that punch?
Hey, Kevin
Wow.
Sullivan, don't be afraid to punch our hardcore champion right in the face.
And then
We don't
he
mind.
headbutts him right in the face, right back. Look, this is just like a bunch of I don't know.
It's madness.
It
it's
is.
insanity. It's the Rage in the Cage. It doesn't matter. Look, Axis is one of the strongest individuals in IPW hardcore, and he resorts to leveling Kevin Sullivan with a chair. And Star Stevens, there is no other ref in IPW that could possibly control this match. No, he isn't controlling it, but at least he's trying. He's got his hair pulled back for good measure, and he's right in the middle of Kevin Sullivan and Axis. This is what the fans of IPW hardcore want. This is why-
Axis gives it right back to him.
He's leveling him with that pipe. He's laid it on Kevin Sullivan. He's not afraid of the veteran. He's not afraid of the likes of New Jack, who's coming to IPW. New Jack heard about this bloodbath. He heard about Abdullah the Butcher being in the house, and you see O.D.D, the longtime manager of Kevin Sullivan. He was around back in the days of championship wrestling from Florida. He was there with Locke. He was there with the chairman of the board. For God's sake, he was there when the Purple Haze was running roughshod all over Florida.
Axis goes for the big boot. You know, as you were saying,
Trio woe.
wow.
Trio woe.
I haven't seen this one in a very long time from Kevin Sullivan. Where'd he go?
Oh my God. Oh! Right to the midsection of Axis.
Are
and
we
he
going to
pulls
see the
him in
double
half.
stomp? Yes, we are.
The stop. That's got to be it for our hardcore champion. Kevin Sullivan covers the...
Star 1, 2,
No,
and he kicks
tonight.
out of the double stomp.
Not tonight, Kevin Sullivan. You got to hook the leg of that young man. You got to hook the leg of the hardcore champion. This isn't like the old days when Bob Roop would lay down and look at the lights for you. This is Axis. This is IPW. And that is the Golden Spike.
That is the famed golden spike. Kevin Sullivan has it. Axis doesn't even know. You know,
He doesn't know what he's gotten into, Naphali.
Star's trying to talk some sense into Kevin Sullivan, but, well, we all know. Wait a minute.
Abdullah the Butcher sticking his nose and he gets a spike back. Oh my God, this is like a dream come true, Naphali. All I need now is for SD Jones to come down from the rafters and destroy all of them. There's O.D.D, who's going to represent IPW Hardcore in the World Extreme Cup in Japan. There's Axis, your IPW Hardcore champion. And there's Star Stevens in the middle of the ring saying, what the hell is going on here at Rage in the Cage?
Abby hasn't even gotten in the ring yet, and Jeff is just going to town on him. As you said before, though, both Jeff and Axis have to deal with, you know, the original gangsta, New Jack.
New Jack coming to IPW. Again, he heard about Abdullah Butcher. He heard about O.D.D.
And it starts
Stevens gets leveled. Apparently, there's no finish in the match to Kevin Sullivan and Axis, and still your champion is Axis, because we've also went into this huge match, the main event of the Rage in the Cage, the O.D.D. Jeff Bradley, the man legendary for the bloodshed and violence that he reigned throughout ECW, that he brought to Puerto Rico, and Abdullah Butcher, the madman from the Sudan, with his manager, Honest John Cheatham, who I can't stand, who makes me sick to my stomach. Naphali, I love this crap.
So do I. And so does Jim Bragg, as he got in there and said, if Star's down, what the heck, I'm going to jump in there.
He's marking out. He wasn't even scheduled to referee this match, but nobody else had the guts back there. The mullet Rich was getting his hair fixed. El Masco aficionado was back there marking out to all the other masked individuals. But the man, the gentleman Jim Bragg, the 73-year-old constipated veteran of IPW.
Did you see that? Bradley just bit him.
He just bit him right on the forehead. The flesh off of the skull of the madman from the Sudan, Abdullah the Butcher, who has been wrestling since 1959, where he started out as a sidekick, as a lackey to the original.
Wow, look at that.
Oh my God.
You talked about having a crimson mask. Well, look at that. Abdullah's just, I think he has shed blood on every square inch of this earth.
The good thing about Abdullah the Butcher, the great thing about Abdullah the Butcher, he's in there going to war with the O.D.D. Jeff Bradley. And from everybody that I've talked to since Rage in the Cage, he's doing everything he can to pull in O.D.D. into All Japan Pro Wrestling. He's doing everything he can to bring this feud back to Puerto Rico. He called Jeff Bradley Bruiser Bradley because he reminded him of Bruiser Brody, the hardcore legend. He begged Jeff Bradley. He says, you go to Japan, you're Bruiser Bradley, you give them the huts.
Oh, look, it's
my
the
God.
fork. He has the fork. He's not going to do it, is he?
Of course he's going to do it. He's going to stick it right into the skull of Jeff Bradley, who gets knocked backwards, and he's back there. He doesn't know what he's in the ring with. This isn't Invader. This isn't Carlos Colon. This is Abdullah the Butcher, the most violent man in the history of professional wrestling.
Wow, did it again. You know, you say Jeff Bradley looks like Bruiser Bradley. Well, he has to be feeling like it right now. You know, just in the ring with Abby, taking the fork to the head. Wow, it's just, like you said, this is a dream come true.
It's like going back in time when I used to watch Bruiser Brody and Abdullah the Butcher tear it through world class. They used to absolutely destroy the Dallas Sportatorium. They used to bleed buckets. They would use anything they could to get their hands on a weapon. Just like right now in the middle of the ring. Look at the amount of bloodshed pouring out of the head of Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah the Butcher knows he's in for a fight. Oh my God, Jeff Bradley is convulsing in the corner from the loss of blood.
Wow, this is amazing. Somebody, you know, we say anything goes here, but come on, Ron, something has to give. These two have to be stopped.
Something does give. It's the flesh wrapped around their skull when they batter each other with now some cane handed to him by Honest John. He levels the O.D.D.
That's a Buddha Dean's cane. He just happened to be left here from the Kevin Sullivan match.
A Buddha Dean running for his life from Axis when Kevin Sullivan and him
right
brought to
over
the back.
that.
Oh my, come on Bradley. You're going to Japan to represent IPW and Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Abdullah the Butcher has toured Big Japan many times and he has wrestled in the World Extreme. Look at the amount of blood poured out of his, and the referee gets leveled. I wish I could claim I was sick to my stomach, but I'm marking out. This is a dream come true. This is Rage in the Cage.
Yes, this is what we promised everybody what Rage in the Cage would be. This is not Rage in the Cage 1 or 2 or 3, but this was Rage in the Cage 4. 4 years of violence from IPW, just like this.
This is the kind of violence Naphali that, and here comes the,
I said it needs to be broken up.
and what the hell is Mark Zoe thinking? And what are you thinking getting in the Naphali? The next night, me and you are in the middle of the ring with Abdullah the Butcher, Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, and Kevin Sullivan. You think you would have learned tonight to not stick your name? What are you thinking, brother?
I was thinking, hey, if he's talking to Jeff Bradley about going to Japan, I got to stick my nose in there. But that was obviously the wrong thing to do.
Forget everything I just said. That's pretty damn good thinking. I should have probably put myself in the middle of this match and got tore apart by Abdullah the Butcher Butcher and the O.D.D. I don't care what it takes. I love IPW Hardcore Wrestling. Sometimes I'm not the most popular. Right now, 911 Incorporated happens to be one of the biggest babyface contingents in IPW. It doesn't matter. I love this business. I love this company. And Abdullah the Butcher isn't going to come in and destroy somebody like Jeff Bradley and have our locker room stand back and watch it.
You know, not only is Jeff Bradley fighting Abby and Abby fighting Jeff Bradley, they're fighting every single one of us outside just to get back to each other.
There's a former member of the Snackback, Kubiak, making his big return to IPW, and he finds himself in the middle of Jeff Bradley and Abdullah the Butcher. Why are you guys? You're not even doing anything to stop him. You're standing there watching. Admit it, Nap.
Of course,
you were
yes.
marking up.
I was. I mean, I had the best seat in the house right there on the apron.
You're always thinking, brother. Sure, I got that 3-match win streak over you, but you are the Florida Unified Tag Team Champion, and you found yourself in the middle of Abdullah the Butcher and Jeff Bradley right there at the Pinellas Expo Center at Rage in the Cage 4. This is easily, you've seen some violent stuff. You've been in the middle of some of the most hardcore
Yes,
matches in our history, but you got to admit, Naftali, this takes the cake.
This
is
is
as bloody
madness.
as it gets.
This is the epitome of what IPW Hardcore is all about.
This is what they're going to see at the Outer Limits in Bradenton. This is what they're going to see at the Florida WrestlePlex. May 1st in Bradenton, May 3rd at the WrestlePlex, May 4th up at the Crystal River National Guard Armory, and don't forget, Naftali, May 8th at the Dallas Bull, where the hardcore giant Ron Niemi and Jet Jaguar faces off against Naftali and Kamikaze to renew that violent feud.
Please.
Look at the, there's
their
Richie
mullet.
Rich.
He
He's
decides
over
to
there
get in
hanging
there.
out with the Diamond Dolls girls at their vendor table. He's like, hey, wait a second, there's a match going on. Hey, look, it's Abdullah the Butcher and Jeff Bradley absolutely annihilating
That's
each
the
other.
IPW booth.
Somebody
Wow.
paid $1,000 for that vendor table, only to have it leveled by O.D.D. getting thrown over the top. And look at this guy's like, brother, I've had a lot of beer, and I'm going to stand in front of Abdullah the Butcher and try to talk to him right now. Bad move. And look at Fidel Sierra. You want to talk about a long history? Abdullah the
These
Butcher
two are
goes
going
right at him.
Wow.
Like a page right out of the World Wrestling Council from Puerto Rico. Cuba doesn't matter. He's over there trying to hustle his autograph. And there goes
there goes the wall.
The building's literally falling apart. The Pinellas Expo Center will never be the same. They're not sure they want us back. We're renegotiating our contract. I hate every one of them. I had to beat the hell out of them to get our money out of them because Abdullah the Butcher, Jeff Bradley, stiff bastards like Ron Niemi and Naftali, we destroyed it. This was Rage in the Cage. This was the most violent IPW. This is the best there is.
And then Shannon Rose said, but I did.
You know, Naftali, this was one of our most violent, incredible shows we've ever had. Abdullah the Butcher and O.D.D. Jeff Bradley, you talk about bloodshed and carnage. That was the epitome of violence, people. Billy Fives, still your IPW heavyweight champion, and Axis defends the IPW hardcore title against the Prince of Darkness himself, Kevin Sullivan. But that's just the start of IPW hardcore wrestling. On May 1st, we're invading the Outer Limits in Bradenton. New Jack, the original gangsta, he's going after the O.D.D. Jeff Bradley.
And he's there for the 3rd and 4th too, right?
May 3rd at the Florida WrestlePlex against Chaos. May 4th in Crystal River at the National Guard Armory against Access for the Hardcore Championship. The original gangsta New Jack coming to IPW with a mission. He's coming to bring as much bloodshed and violence
Hey,
as...
Ron, we gotta go. See you next week.
This is my show,
I get it.
Naftali.
I
Come,
get it.
Naftali.